trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News Midday.
We begin with our back to school series this morning, going one-on-one with the head honcho himself. I believe we're entering another year here. What excites you about the school year?
We are ramping up for another school year. 26-27 school year is going to be the best one yet. We're so excited to welcome our students back here in a couple of weeks. One of the things that excites me most about the run-up to a school year is welcoming our team members back.
Yeah, coming up tonight at 6, I'm sitting down with Dr. John Scretta, the superintendent for Lincoln Public Schools. We're diving into what he learned from year one, leading our area's largest school district. That'll air tonight at 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, LPS is looking to preserve student support in its new budget. District leaders say they plan to keep a counselor in every school. This comes after the loss of a federal grant that helps fund the positions. The proposed budget also includes money for security upgrades at dozens of school entrances.
I mean, it has been a strategy for the board for quite some years to have a counselor in every school, and we were doing well in making that happen, and we are still going to make that happen, and that only happens with the strategic planning behind it and thoughts behind it, of like what are our goals overall, and being guided by that strat plan.
Preliminary budget will also keep the district's property tax levy at its current rates, with the board expected to take up the final plan later this summer. And tomorrow, how can we forget? We're partnering with LPS to make sure all kiddos are headed back to class with proper supplies. It's happening right here at our station. We'll be collecting school supply donations from 6 in the morning till 6 o'clock in the evening to help make sure kids in our community have the supplies they need for a successful school year. Just stop on by our studio south of 10th and Van Dorn to donate. Well, a new study is revealing how Nebraska compares in early education, and we're high on the list. Wallet Hub comparing all 50 states and Washington, D.C., looking at preschool access, quality, and state support for younger learners. The Cornhusker State ranking 10th overall, pretty good, showing strong performance in early education. Washington, D.C. coming in at first. You can see that on this map here, while Indiana is at the bottom. Nebraska ranks 7th for access, 17th for quality, and 30th for resources and economic support. The study says strong early education programs can help students build a foundation for future academic success. And as the first day of class inches closer, let us know how you are getting ready, just like citizen journalist Melanie here on our Now Local News app. Whether it's back to school shopping, attending an open house, or just, squeezing in some more trips to the pool, share it with us on our Now Local News app today. Let's take a live look outside now. Today wouldn't be too bad of a day for the pool. A little cloud cover, so you don't have to put on the SPF so much. Very warm out there already. Let's get to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro, who's got a closer look at our first forecast for us. Good morning, Dom.
Hey, good morning, Andrew. It's kind of a sticky, muggy, gross start out there. I mean, it's not bad temperature-wise, the low 80s, but it's the dew points that are going to get you here, and that's going to drive our heat index up once again this afternoon. Part of the reason it's so humid, we were dealing with a few showers and thunderstorms this morning. As we take a quick look here at your radar, most of that activity now off to the east of the capital city, though a few lighter showers there just south of York, extending south of the interstate down towards Hebron, Fairbury, the Beatrice area. May see a few more sprinkles then for the lunch hour. As we take a quick look outside, well, this is kind of a cool view here on your Barry Law camera. Temperatures at the moment in Lincoln, 81 degrees under partly to mostly cloudy skies. Feels like 86 already with those dew points at 73 degrees. We take a look at your temperatures statewide. A mixture of the 70s and 80s, already up to 88 in O'Neill, 86 in Norfolk, 83 in the Omaha area. The 70s then as you get down towards Hebron, Beatrice, and the dew points also in the 70s for most of us across the state. And that is just adding to kind of that thick feeling in the air. Temperatures going forward the rest of the way into the upper 80s to lower 90s under partly cloudy skies, with then the potential for some severe weather as we head into your Thursday. So this is Wednesday. Obviously no severe weather risk here, but Thursday is the potential then for some stronger to potentially severe storms for central and eastern Nebraska. More details on that coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you very much, Dominic. And developing now, emotions running high during a heated town hall hosted by Representative Mike Flood. Now, that was a similar scene here throughout the entire town hall. Frequent shouting and interruptions. With the November elections coming up, a lot of voters have questions or they just want to get some things off their chest. Daniel Da Silva attending the events and speaking with those there.
It was a packed room at Nebraska Wesleyan Tuesday night. Constituents coming for answers and Congressman Flood ready to answer them.
Whether you vote for me or not, I'm accountable to you.
But before the Q&A began, he said one of his biggest achievements was his Road to the Housing Act that became law.
And you know who I worked on this bill with? I worked on it with Habitat for Humanity. I worked on it with NeighborWorks Lincoln. I worked on it with your mayor, Larry and Gaylor Baird. By the way, she and your city council are well on their way. They're over, I want to say, 2,600 homes so far on their way to 2030. That is an accomplishment.
But it wasn't too long before the crowd demanded him to address topics of concern, like defense spending.
You vote yes to increase our defense spending and no for Medicaid. However, poll after poll shows the voters disagree with your vote. How do I explain these inconsistencies, sir?
Many in the audience repeatedly calling him out on a lack of answering their questions.
You didn't answer her question!
But many times the congressman addressing hot topics by providing broader perspectives.
But we find ourselves in a very uncertain world with countries like China that wake up every day and want to dismantle the United States as the world's sole superpower. We also have a very dangerous situation in the Middle East, and we have Russia.
Another topic
Really is the SAVE Act. More than 90% of Republicans and well over 70% of Democrats believe that it's not too much to ask to show an ID when you vote. In fact, much of what's in the SAVE Act is in our state law in Nebraska that was approved by the voters.
After the town hall wrapped up, one Lincolnite giving feedback with gratitude, despite still yearning for more answers.
And I also think it's a good thing that Mike Flood hosts these in the first place.
This will be Mike Flood's final town hall for the year, but he does have many more events planned where he can speak to his constituents before the November election. Danielle De Silva, Channel 8 News.
New details, Nebraska Task Force 1 is back in the capital city. Here they are turning in some of the radios they used for communication during their deployment to Texas. They spent 13 days there helping local agencies as the state dealt with some major flooding. 45-member team made sure anyone in the area was ready for rising waters. Some family members even greeting them for their official return. The city of Beatrice taking the next steps in cleaning up the former Dempster's Industries site that burned up. It's now seeking bids to demolish 3 buildings, remove debris, and clear large scrap metal piles. After missing out on EPA grants and facing limited local funding, city leaders say the number of buildings demolished will depend on the cost of the project. Quotes are due August 7th. And now to the latest in the war in Iran. U.S. forces are on high alert after a surprise Iranian attack. This coming after a brief pause in fighting. CENTCOM says Iran fired multiple ballistic missiles, but they were all successfully intercepted. This morning, Iranian state TV sharing this video here next to me showing missiles being launched at U.S. bases in Jordan. Stocks starting the day way down with the increase in this fighting as well. The Dow Jones now sitting at under 900 points now, so nearing that 4-digit mark there. Meanwhile, oil prices are going back up. ABC's Karen Hua gets us up to speed.
Overnight, U.S. Central Command says it intercepted a surprise attack from Iran on American bases in the Middle East. President Trump has previously threatened retaliatory strikes on civilian infrastructure.
I would say in 2 hours, most of the bridges, the major bridges, will all be gone. And the power plants in 1 day. And, you know, if I can avoid doing that, I'd like to do that.
In a separate escalation, the Houthis, backed by Iran, say they attacked a Saudi tanker in the Red Sea. In response, the U.S. and Saudi jets hit sites in Iraq that they believe are responsible for the Saudi oil attacks. Here in Washington, the first face-to-face meeting between President Trump and Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu since the war began 5 months ago. Tensions were high when Trump thought Netanyahu was bringing intel showing Iran is trying to build its nuclear capabilities.
Well, I don't need Bibi to tell me that. Bibi's telling me that because he wants me to stay involved.
Netanyahu saying he's skeptical any peace deal can be reached with Iran. Ultimately, both leaders agree the meeting was positive. According to a new poll from Reuters and Ipsos, 62% of Americans disapprove of U.S. strikes against Iran. That disapproval is up from 58% earlier this month. Karen Hua, ABC News, Washington.
Today, the Federal Reserve is set to announce its interest rate decision. But unlike previous times, it's difficult for even seasoned economists to predict the vote's outcome. One reason is Chairman Kevin Warsh doesn't drop hints like forward guidance. Another is the uncertainty around inflation during the Iran war. Pauses in fighting correlate with lower oil and gas costs, but strikes can send prices back up. Still ahead, a rising star in the country music scene. She's from right here in Nebraska. We speak live with her coming up after the break. Stay with us.
Bringing you
Welcome back, everyone. This morning we're talking to a rising star in the country music scene right here from Nebraska. This is Nia McKean, excuse me. She's from Superior, Nebraska. Thank you for stopping by today, Nia. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm so excited. I just had a song come out. It's called Talk of the Town, and it's a little bit about my hometown, so I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so before we're going to get to that song here in just a second, but before we get there, can you tell people about your career and kind of how you got started here?
Yeah, I have been singing since 4th grade, and I've always wanted to sing, but then I went to college and I was like, oh, like I probably should be focused on school, and I never really thought it could happen. And then I got a call to go to Nashville with a family friend of mine, and I recorded some demos, and then I met my producer, and it all happened from there.
Sounds good. And this song you just released here last month, correct?
Yes. Okay. Well, actually, no, this Friday.
This Friday. Oh my goodness, this Friday.
Last Friday, yeah.
Last Friday. So it's even newer than that. What about this song makes it special about talking about your hometown and singing about it?
Yeah. Well, it's called Talk of the Town, and it's about how, like, you wouldn't recognize me now because I got out of my small town, and I just kind of got to grow and see how life is out in Nashville. And I wrote it with my friend Ava Tank down in Nashville, and she's also from a small town, so it's just like really therapeutic for us to write. And yeah, I just am really glad to show it with everyone, and like my small town is like my biggest supporters, so it's like really like bittersweet kind of. So yeah.
Really awesome. What's it like going from Nashville to University of Kansas, which is also where you're a student now? How's that balance and able to work that out?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, I would say, but we're doing great, and music is definitely my priority right now, but I do school online and it's going good.
You still cheer for Nebraska, correct?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Of course. What's the next step? I mean, what are the ultimate goals here with your music career, and how far do you see yourself going?
Yeah, that's a great question. I feel like I'm big dreamer, and I'm always gonna dream big. And like my dad has always been like, "You're gonna make it." Like since I was a little girl, so I don't know. I have a great like head on my shoulders, I feel like, and I'm just trusting the Lord, honestly. And I feel like I'm gonna end up wherever I'm gonna end up. And yeah, I definitely have some more music coming out, so stay tuned for that. And yeah.
Where can people find your music, and how can they follow you and follow along on your career?
Yeah, you can follow me on my socials, Nia McMean, or you can go to my website at niamcmean.com, and that will take you to all the streaming services and everything like that.
All right, awesome. Well, best of luck. We always love cheering for a hometown hero, almost. So yeah. Thank you so much for stopping by today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, Dominic, what's coming up next in weather?
We're still monitoring the potential for showers and thunderstorms, even though we're kind of off to a bit of a muggy start. That's for your Thursday. We'll have the latest details in that forecast coming up after the break.
Explore a career in broadcasting. Jobs in advertising sales, news, sports, digital content, and more are available at the Nebraska Broadcasters Association Virtual Job Fair. On now at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com. See the kinds of jobs available, as well as specific positions here at KLKN. You can apply for jobs online. It's on now. Brought to you by KLKN at broadcastersvirtualjobfair.com. Channel 8 is an equal opportunity employer.
Why did Pete Ricketts spend millions to get himself appointed to the U.S. Senate? Ricketts knows D.C. is pay to play. Since going to D.C., Ricketts has increased his net worth almost 30%. He voted to lower his own taxes and made a killing dumping shares before a looming government shutdown. Meanwhile, he's opposed every serious attempt to ban congressional stock trading. Nebraskans can't afford lawmakers enriching themselves while our costs go through the roof. Tell Senator Ricketts to support the Ban Congressional Stock Trading Act now.
We knew the Knowles was the right decision right away by how quickly she adjusted and how well she adjusted. She became part of the community. I think for us, immediately, it was an upbeat, positive energy here. The residents are always friendly. The staff is accessible and responsive.
She needed to be in a very good, safe environment. Yeah. And we felt that the Knowles did fit our needs for that too.
Very well cared for.
The pain was so much that I couldn't really focus on my job.
And then all of a sudden, I just get these arch supports. It changed my life.
I don't really know if I could put a price on that.
Reclaim the good life with the free arch support fitting at the Good Feet store. Good feet, good life.
Trying to get attention online? Scroll, 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 or boom, put your business on Channel 8 KLKN. Real viewers, real impact, real fast. Advertise with Channel 8 and watch the buzz begin. Scan the QR code to get started.
Developing now, the death toll rising overnight after massive earthquakes in Japan. Prime Minister there says at least 13 are dead after the major earthquake collapsed buildings and triggered an explosion at a local mall. Now, this police body camera video showing that collapse and the devastation inside the mall after those post-quake explosions. Here's ABC's Hannah Patah.
This morning, a frantic race against time in southern Japan after Tuesday's powerful 7.1 magnitude earthquake. Some 300,000 people told to evacuate because of aftershocks. Crews digging through the rubble, searching for the missing. This aerial view shows the force of the quake, ripping a massive crack through this rice field. An explosion tearing through the shopping mall in video obtained by broadcaster NHK. The blast possibly triggered by a gas leak after the quake collapsed part of the second floor. Terrified shoppers taking cover as the intense shaking scattered merchandise in this store. Security cameras rolling inside this newsroom. Workers ducking for cover under their desks. At this paper mill, a collapsed chimney burying workers. 9 were still missing overnight. Part of this bridge giving way into the river below. This train knocked onto its side. Tens of thousands are without power. Homes pancaked, rescuers picking through what's left. Other buildings are still burning, smoke billowing into the air. Hannah Batah, ABC News, New York.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, on the drive into work this morning, I could not say that pleasant was one of the words I would have used for the weather out there. It's not as hot as we've seen the last couple days, but still plenty humid here in southeastern Nebraska. Dew points in the 70s. You can just feel the air as you step outside. That's going to continue for the afternoon. We'll be fighting off a little bit of cloud cover out there as well. And then that sets us up then for your Thursday forecast. We could start first with a chance for a few lighter showers in the morning. On the way, though, then to showers, thunderstorms, potentially even a few severe storms as we head into your Thursday evening and into the overnight. And we do fall back down with high temperatures in the 80s for the rest of the month and heading into the start of August. So thankfully for the moment, those triple digits seem to be in the rearview mirror. As we take a look though at your July rainfall yesterday, the Lincoln Airport just under an inch and a half of precipitation. I know we had a pretty good storm move through very early in the morning. That puts us then a little over 5 3/4 inches for your precipitation for the month. And as we take a look here, well above average. It's been a while since we've been able to say that. We usually see 3 1/4 inches for your average July rainfall. So we'll take being above average here for the moment. Now there's certainly still some parts of the state that could use the precipitation. And unfortunately, as we take a look at your 7 to 10 day, or excuse me, your 7-day precipitation potential, there's a chance for some of those areas that are still dry, mainly in central and western Nebraska, to range anywhere from 1/4 to 1/2 inch, but better chances for some higher rainfall totals than in the eastern half of the state. Now, this is model projections, so these could vary here just a little bit, but our best chance then of seeing precipitation over the next week or so, again here for eastern and northeastern Nebraska. As we take a quick look outside of Beatrice, they also had a pretty good shower this morning there in your Shones roofing camera. Mainly cloudy skies there for the moment. Temperatures statewide ranging then from the 70s to the 80s, a few spots 89 there in O'Neill, just changed on me, 86 in Norfolk. It's 81 here in Lincoln, the upper 70s for the Beatrice area, 75 in Hebron, as well as 74 there in Hastings, and the mid to upper 70s for the remainder of the Tri-Cities. The dew points, that is, I know we've mentioned it a couple times already, but that's really what's going to get us the rest of the way here, as those into the low 70s, that's pushing your heat indices already into the mid 80s. Wouldn't be surprised if we work our way to the 90s. Maybe even a few spots trying for 100. We'll see with that cloud cover out there too. But as you can see, we had kind of a complex here just to the south and west of the capital city. It's kind of fizzled out, and outside of that, it did push a little more of that what we call outflow then out towards eastern Nebraska. That did spark up a few more showers and storms that are now starting to die out as well. But still keeping an eye on the potential for a few sprinkles out there. Going forward though, Stormcast is showing those dwindling here in the next couple of hours, so we should be fairly clear then for the rest of your Wednesday. And as we head into early Thursday morning, we'll get another shot at a few lighter showers here in southeast Nebraska. This will be important. Depending on what we see there in the morning, could impact the potential then for a few strong to severe storms as we go through the afternoon. Starting out first in north central Nebraska, and then these are expected to move south and east as we head through your Thursday evening and into the overnight hours. That puts that close to the capital city anywhere between 10, 11 o'clock and 1 o'clock in the morning then for your early Friday, before pushing off south and east and leaving us then quiet for the remainder of the day on Friday. Severe storm potential, though, the highest risk of severe weather here in north central and central Nebraska, where we have that slight level 2 out of 5 risk. That means with scattered severe storms are possible, 1 to 2 of which, though, may make its way here into this green shaded area. That's your marginal risk, and that does include us here in the capital city. Large hail and damaging winds, the main concern. Then on the way to the upper 80s to low 90s for the rest of your Wednesday, and then back into the upper 80s once again for our school supply drive here in the capital city. As we saw in Stormcast, we should be fine for the majority of the day, but we may see a few lighter showers if you are going to come visit us early in the morning. Back into the mid to upper 80s to low 90s then as we head through the first week of August.
All right, thank you very much, Dom. Still ahead, a mysterious missing mom. Why the family is releasing new information after the North Carolina woman went missing on vacation. A woman in Grenada is sharing new details about the day she disappeared. Elizabeth Waddell was reportedly last seen swimming in the ocean 1 week ago. A missing persons report was filed later that day when she did not return. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimber explaining the mysterious case.
American tourist Elizabeth Liz Waddell was last seen 1 week ago while on vacation in Grenada with a friend. Her family releasing this surveillance video from the Airbnb where they were staying, claiming this was the last time she was seen. Last Wednesday at approximately 11:45 a.m., she can be seen walking near the pool in the backyard. About a minute later, Waddell grabs a towel, makes her way toward the jetty, then jumps into the water at 11:47 and swims away from the shore. 6 minutes later, Waddell's friend is seen on the sand adjusting a beach chair.
Mrs. Waddell was not seen on surveillance footage returning from the water. Investigators have also received several eyewitness accounts indicating that she was seen swimming in the open water.
Waddell's husband, Kalen, who's assisting with the search in Grenada, sharing an update Tuesday online, addressing those reports from people on jet skis saying they saw Waddell in the water, writing, quote, "The police are working to connect with these people and determine a more precise location. They are also working to collect security footage from all hotels along the beach." Waddell's husband also says she was wearing blue and white striped shorts and an orange top in the water. Authorities in Grenada say the investigation is still being treated as a missing persons case.
All of the electronic devices, we are now in possession of those, and we are going to continue our interrogation of those devices.
Waddell's family and friends asking anyone with information to come forward.
If you have any information, no detail is too small. We are trying not to leave any stone unturned.
Local investigators say they're now seeking help from the FBI to track down any potential witnesses who may have seen Waddell after she entered the water. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Still had an interstate intervention underway for one stretch in Seward County, while deputies are sounding the alarm after a series of crashes on the construction zone.
Midday.
Developing now, law enforcement is calling on drivers to slow down after a surge in crashes. This is the stretch of road in Seward County where they're noticing an uptick in dangerous driving. The construction zone on I-80 is proving to be a problem when it comes to crashes lately. The sheriff's office is now hoping they can put the brakes on the situation. We're hearing from one of their captains who's describing what deputies are noticing. But to fix the problem, drivers will have to do their part. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson explains.
We're about to have a rush of vehicles here passing me in just a second. Let's count them. We've got one. Here comes number two. We've got a third vehicle here and a fourth, all within under 30 seconds. 4 vehicles passing me as I am going the exact speed limit. Speeding is a problem in Seward County, especially on I-80, according to the sheriff's office.
You really don't have any slowdowns, so people get used to driving that 75 or above. And then when they do come into a construction zone, they tend not to slow down. They just tend to keep the cruise control on.
And now it's becoming a major concern. In the past 6 days, deputies rushing out to at least 3 crashes on I-80, the latest just on Tuesday morning. You can see there's some pretty bad damage left behind.
It tends to close down either east or westbound, and then at that point in time, we're backing up an off-ramp or two to try and get traffic off so we can keep traffic moving.
Captain Bradley Melby says they do what they can, but it's almost impossible to do a traffic stop in construction since there's not a great place to pull over.
We're vigilant. We're out there. I know the Nebraska State Patrol's out there a lot also. And the way that it's set up, that's kind of what we can do. We make a presence out there and make ourselves known.
So now the Seward County Sheriff's Office is calling on drivers to slow down and help bring an end to the crashes.
At least stay with the speed limit, maybe a little bit under. We know with traffic out there, it's hard to do that sometimes. But when you've got a semi out there that weighs 80,000 pounds going up against a car, it tends to be that the car doesn't manage very well, and neither does the truck when it comes up against concrete barriers.
Reporting in Lincoln, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
And here's a live look outside at our ABC Seamless camera. Now, I did want to say that the underpass under 48th and Cornhusker here was flooded earlier, and the LTU had to block it off for a little bit, but that's since been back opened up. Let's get to meteorologist Dominic Ferraro now. Yeah, lots of rain in that area, Dominic. I think that's kind of why we've seen a little bit of flooding there.
No, absolutely. I mean, as we mentioned earlier in the last main weather segment, we got 1.5 inches of rain yesterday morning, and a lot of that fell very quickly, too. But thankfully, you know, glad to see that's kind of opened up again. But as we take a look here on your Honda of Lincoln camera, South 27th and Yankee Hill Road, they had a pretty good shower down there this morning, too. I know we were kind of keeping an eye on things. It was odd. Some areas in Lincoln got absolutely nothing. That was kind of our case here at the station, but then the ABC Seamless camera was getting dumped on with another round that was going through. Right now, temperatures in the mid to upper 70s to lower 80s in southeast Nebraska. It gets warmer, though, as you head off towards our north. O'Neill right now at 89 degrees, Norfolk at 86, and plenty humid for us in the eastern 2/3 of the state with dew points right now into the 70s, especially as we go throughout the afternoon. That's going to kind of make things just feel uncomfortable and sticky out there going forward. We've still got a couple light showers in southeast Nebraska, too, but most of these have been fizzling out. We likely are going to see these then continue to work their way out the door as we go through the lunch hour. Temperatures on the way then to the mid to upper 80s to lower 90s for your highs today in the capital city. And then we turn our attention to your Thursday forecast, and that's where we have to introduce the risk for severe weather, mainly for central Nebraska, though 1 to 2 severe storms may make their way then into the eastern half of the state. We're mainly keeping an eye then on a complex that will form close to dinner time in north central Nebraska, then move south and east as we go through your Thursday evening and into early Friday morning. Large hail, damaging winds, kind of the main concerns that we have our eye on for the moment. We'll have more details on that coming up in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good. Thank you very much, Dominic. Happening today, the Nebraska Democratic Party is responding to legal issue against them. Nebraska Democratic Party Chair Jane Klebb is set to hold a press conference this afternoon to address a lawsuit against her party. It was filed by former Senate candidate William Forbes, who is asking the court to require the Nebraska Democratic Party to add a candidate to the November ballots. The party says it believes state law does not require a replacement nominee and plans to fight this challenge. This comes after Cindy Burbank dropped out of the U.S. Senate race this year, paving the way for a showdown between incumbent Senator Pete Ricketts and an independent candidate, Dana Osborne. Well, right now, tens of millions of seniors may soon be paying more for health insurance. The Trump administration is ending a key Medicare subsidy program. These subsidies will expire at the end of the year, and some premiums could increase as much as $20 more a month. ABC's Rachel Scott has the details.
Well, yes, this move by the Trump administration is important. It will result in millions of Americans who do rely on this particular Medicare subsidy paying more for their drug premium. So let's walk you through this. Over the last 2 years, the federal government spent billions of dollars for this program aimed at lowering the cost of drug premiums for Americans 65 or older on Medicare. It was put into place by the Biden administration to offset premium increases for Medicare prescription plans known as Part D. Roughly 25 million people rely on this program, which experts say the average cost is about $36 a month. Now, those subsidies subsidies are going to end after this year. The Trump administration argues they're no longer needed. CMS Administrator Dr. Oz writing on social media the administration is stabilizing the market, arguing premiums will go up by less than $10 for most Medicare recipients and that seniors will still have access to lower cost plans. But right now, it's unclear just how much seniors are going to see their costs increase. They won't find out that information until the fall. And of course, we already know that so many Americans are seeing higher costs between the tariffs and the impact of this ongoing war with Iran. All of that will now be factored into this as well ahead of the midterm elections.
Here at home today, Nebraska for Us holding a virtual roundtable on August Medicaid cuts here. The meeting starts at noon and will include panelists like Kelsey Ahrens from the staff attorney at Healthcare Access at Nebraska Appleseed, and then the Nemaha County Hospital CEO Marty Fattig. They plan to discuss the importance of the healthcare program that Nebraskans voted to expand back in 2018 and how these cuts impact rural Nebraska. New at midday, a contentious hearing on Capitol Hill today. Dr. Anthony Fauci, who helped lead the government's response to the COVID-19 pandemic, appearing before a Senate committee to testify on COVID. Fauci invoking the Fifth Amendment. Then his attorney ordered out of the hearing room. Here's ABC's Olivia Rubin.
Dr. Anthony Fauci called back to Washington today to testify before a Republican-led Senate committee about the COVID-19 pandemic. Fauci, though, declining to answer questions.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer.
But Senator Rand Paul, who chairs the committee and has referred Fauci to the Justice Department for prosecution, grilling Fauci, excoriating his recommendations on lockdowns and masks.
The COVID lockdown, however, could never have been inflicted without you aiding and abetting the crime.
Dr. Fauci's personal lawyer escorted out of the hearing after trying to make a statement before the committee.
Security, please remove him from the room.
Now 85 years old, Fauci telling the committee he's testified or briefed congressional committees more than 200 times in his 38 years as the nation's top infectious disease expert. But he says this body is merely trying to incriminate him.
Given Senator Paul's obvious obsession with calling for my prosecution, his repeated slanderous comments about me, the only conclusion I can reach is that the sole reason he is calling me before this committee is to get me to say something, anything, that could vindicate his repeated public pledges that I end up, in his words, quote, behind bars.
Before the hearing, Senator Paul releasing more than 1,000 pages of Fauci's diary excerpts, which he says Fauci wrote in the pandemic early days. Fauci's diaries revealing his thoughts on the most likely origin of the outbreak. He's long believed, publicly and privately, that a, quote, natural spillover from an animal to a human is the most likely explanation. Paul, though, has argued the virus may have leaked from a lab. And Dr. Fauci received a preemptive pardon from President Joe Biden last year on his way out of office over fears of political prosecution. In Washington, Olivia Rubin, ABC News.
New developments on the future for Pete's Safari in Grand Island. The city council there reaching an agreement with the zoo overnight. A conditional use permit was issued, allowing the park to stay open while they make improvements to the property. Many Grand Island locals were at the meeting in support of the organization. Once the council member says people talked for over an hour.
Nobody wanted that closed. We had to jump through a lot of hoops tonight to get a conditional use permit, but we did it, and probably the best deal we could make.
Pete's Safari is a family-owned, operated zoo located just outside of Grand Island in Alda. It features over 40 different animals and it has 2 animal encounters, a sloth and a ringtail lemur. Straight ahead, state park changes. Find out why some of the state's recreational areas are adjusting their hours and which activities are impacted. Nebraska Game and Parks reducing hours in some services at state parks as the back-to-school season begins. Officials say staffing shortages are forcing adjustments at several parks across the state, including changes to pools, visitor centers, and other attractions. Core activities like camping, fishing, hiking, and boating are normal. Visitors are encouraged to call ahead or check park hours online before making the trip.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with meteorologist Dominic Ferraro.
Well, the heat is slowly coming down over the next couple of days in southeast Nebraska. The humidity, not so much, especially here for the rest of your Wednesday. Already off then to a pretty muggy start to the day, and that will continue here into the afternoon. We may see a couple sprinkles out there. But other than that, those rain chances do wrap up for most of us then until we head into the day on Thursday. First, for the morning, we could see a few scattered showers. That then leading up to kind of the headliner event for Thursday evening and into the day on Friday, with the potential for a few strong to severe storms for central and eastern Nebraska. And that leads us then to a kind of a cooler end of July. Your high temperatures dropping back down into the 80s, though the potential to still be above average here as we head into the first week of August. This is August 4th through the 8th on your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. The majority of the state, at least a chance of being above average, which now has fallen back to 89 degrees for us in the capital city. And in terms of precipitation, equal chances of being above or below. We'll likely see at least a little more rainfall as we wrap things up then for the remainder of the work week. But heading into next week, things do look dry. And as we head out towards the west as well, likely going to be on the drier side there too. So unfortunately, they're the folks that probably need the rainfall the most. And it looks like we might be holding out a little longer for that as well. As we take a quick look here at your ABC Seamless camera, North 48th and Cornhusker Highway. This camera was in the middle of a downpour earlier this morning. Things have quieted down since then, but temperatures at the moment into the 70s and into the 80s here in southeast Nebraska. A few spots, though, north of the interstate, especially as you get closer then to the Nebraska-South Dakota border. A little closer then to the mid to upper 80s. 89 in O'Neill, likely going to be one of the first spots to try and reach 90 then today. But we're at 80 here in Lincoln, 78 in Beatrice, 84 for the Omaha area, 76 in Nebraska City, 78 in Wahoo, and the winds manageable for most of us. We're likely getting a little bit of kickback then from those showers off to our east here in Lincoln, but the majority of us anywhere between 5 to 10 miles per hour out of the south and east. That's continuing to funnel in that warm, humid air for us. And there's those showers we were talking about. As those dissipate, oftentimes we do see a little burst of wind come out of those, and that's likely then what we're seeing here in the Lincoln area. A few lighter showers then close to Crete and then down towards Fairbury and Hebron. But then as you head out towards the west, a few spots there starting your Wednesday afternoon with a little bit of sunshine out there. As we take a look at Stormcast, a few lighter showers then going to try and linger into portions of northwestern Missouri into southwestern Iowa. I think that stays mostly out of our hair for the rest of the way. It's as we head then into early Thursday morning that we'll have to keep an eye on the radar, and how much rain we see here on Thursday morning could certainly impact our chances then for showers and thunderstorms as we go throughout Thursday evening and into the overnight. We do anticipate then another burst of energy to move on through the mid-levels of the atmosphere. That is going to give us then the potential to see a line of showers and thunderstorms, a few of these maybe on the strong to severe side, moving into our area here late Thursday and continuing into early Friday morning, though. We should be wrapped up in time then for the morning commute. So at least some good news there. It's just we're going to make sure we're staying weather aware as we go through the overnight hours. Scattered severe storms possible here in yellow. That is your slight level 2 out of 5 risk for Thursday evening and into the overnight. 1 or 2 severe storms, though, may make its way into eastern Nebraska with a large hail anywhere between a quarter to then $half sized hail and the potential of up to 65-mile-an-hour wind gusts and maybe even potentially just a touch higher that for central Nebraska. But here in eastern Nebraska, that kind of 60 to 65-mile-an-hour gust range is what we're looking at for those storms moving through the overnight hours. Mid to upper 80s to low 90s for your high temperatures today, and then back down into the 80s as we head towards the end of the week. August starts off sunny, highs ranging from the mid 80s to lower 90s.
All right, thank you very much, Dominic. And before we go to break, we got another furry friend up for adoption here. It's the dog days of summer after all, right? All right. Live interview with the Cavalier Humane Society coming up next. Stay with us.
might have to take her home. Maybe your kids, you know, maybe we don't even need to go to the adoption center. She can just go home with you.
Well, you know, we'll see. But who do we have here today?
So we have Sophie. So Sophie's about 4 months old, and she's a mixed breed dog.
What's
We're
up,
thinking
Sophie?
maybe some American Eskimo, maybe some Chihuahua mixed in there. But she's about 14 pounds already, so she is going to get a little bit bigger and get a little bit taller and fill out a little bit more. But she came to the shelter with her litter mates. They came from a rural shelter in northern Kansas. Again, that's a shelter that is kind of over capacity, has a lot of dogs, has a lot of puppies, and ultimately just not enough adopters. And so we had space for them, and so we took them in. And so her litter mates, one of her litter mates is up for adoption today as well. But you know, they're all very sweet. Sophie is very sweet.
She is.
And she is very playful. I think she's got springs in her legs. I mean, she can. She was playing in my office before we came over here, and she's got some ups. She can get some zoomies going. Yeah. And definitely loves the toys. But I think she's a dog that still needs to learn that when you throw the toy, her job is to pick it up and bring it back. She just likes to go chase it and chew on it a little bit, but doesn't understand the concept.
I'm trying to teach Dominic the same thing.
I know, right? You know, fetch the coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
all those sort of things.
You guys have had a very stressful week this week. I know Emma stopped by and talked to you yesterday, but can you kind of explain to people the stress of moving a bunch of animals and dealing with all that?
Yeah, so we had issues with the HVAC system that serves the animal areas at the Pilak Pet Adoption Center over the weekend with that extreme heat and heat indexes. And so Sunday evening, late evening, we had 20+ staff come in and relocate all the pets at the adoption center. So all the dogs went back to our admissions and assessment center. All the cats and critters moved into other areas of the adoption center that run off of a different HVAC system. And so it was a big undertaking, but grateful to all our staff that came in at 8 p.m. on Sunday night, got everybody relocated by 11 p.m. Issue was identified on Monday, and issue got corrected and fixed yesterday, and all the pets were able to move back into their appropriate housing spaces at the adoption center yesterday. And so adoption center is back up and running. All the pets are back over there. All the kennels are filled up, and lots of pets looking for homes now, and we are open to the public today.
To be able to, what can you say about your staff there having to come in at 8 o'clock on a Sunday? I'm sure a lot of them were just kind of starting to get their week started here, but it's got to mean a lot to you to be able to have to rely on them like that.
Yeah, I mean, we have an amazing team, a lot of dedicated individuals that care a lot about the pets that we care for, and wanted to jump in and help. And you know, when we sent out the messages that what was happening and what we needed to do, response was overwhelming. We had even more than 20+ you know, staff that were willing to come in, but once we had enough people for what we needed to do, you know, those folks, we just thanked them for the offer. But yeah, I mean, to give up your Sunday evening, the Sunday scary is probably already setting in anyways, and they all came in. And so yeah, I mean, we have an amazing team, a very dedicated team that cares an awful lot.
Alrighty, awesome. Well, Sophie right now is up for adoption over at the Catholic Humane Society, if I don't steal her away, of course. But, all right, Matt, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Say bye, Sophie. Bye. We'll be right back.
Bringing you the
device to combat active shooters. They're equipping themselves with drones capable of distracting armed suspects. They can shatter windows, deploy pepper spray, and do much more. But not everyone is sold on the idea. Here's ABC's Sophie Flay.
These drones can zoom across a school campus in just seconds. Their goal? Help stop an active shooter. At least 9 schools in Florida, Georgia, and Colorado are now being equipped with the drones, which are designed to distract a school shooter until police arrive by flashing strobe lights, sounding sirens, and spraying pepper gel. The aircraft, called Campus Guardian Angel, can ram into a threat at 50 miles per hour. Mithril Defense, the company behind the drones, says they'll be stored at the schools so teachers can activate them during an emergency. But some parents are raising concerns.
They are operated remotely from Texas. These are our tender babies, and they are now going to have to be in a place where there are drones flying around.
Critics also argue the drones could misidentify a threat, and they argue school resources should go towards preventing gun violence. The debate over technology in schools isn't just about security. In New York, one district is pausing its plan to bring an AI-powered robot into the classroom after pushback from parents and teachers. The $60,000 robot, nicknamed Sally, was created by Realbotics. It's designed to serve as a teaching assistant for high school students studying robotics and other technology fields. But concerns were raised about student privacy and whether a robot should have any role in teaching in the classroom. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Before we go to break, here's a live look outside our very loud tower camera. Final check of the forecast is next.
At Stanton, for a limited time, kids get a free eye exam. Penguins need clear vision. Kids do too. Plus, glasses start at just $79. Made same day. Smart, simple. Stanton.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Governor Pillen promised to lower Nebraskans' property taxes, which are some of the highest in the country. Pillen didn't lower our property taxes. Instead, he proposed to raise the state sales tax and gave tax cuts to the wealthiest Nebraskans. That's Governor Pillen's tax policy. High property taxes, higher sales tax, tax cuts for the wealthy. Contact Governor Pillen's property tax hotline and tell him to take executive action to lower taxes. Paid for by Your Nebraska.
Greatness doesn't happen by chance. It's the result of endless drive. The will to push beyond all limits. And then push beyond yourself. Find your drive at the BMW Ultimate Sales Event on now.
Shop online at bmwoflincoln.com.
At Stanton, our progressive lenses are digital, customized for you. All distances, one lens. Get 2 progressives plus a free eye exam for just $175. Smart, simple, Stanton.
We'll take a look at those high temperatures across the state the rest of the day. The mid to upper 80s to lower 90s here for your highs, and maybe in a couple spots there to the upper 90s out towards the far north and west. As we take a look at the rest of the week, chance for showers and thunderstorms, especially there late Thursday into early Friday morning, as temperatures a little cooler than for this time of year, back down into the middle 80s.
I think we'll take it. All right. Thank you very much, Dominic. Thank you for joining us, everyone. GMA 3 is next. Have a great rest of your day.
The Jalapeno Popper Frenchie, creamy and crunchy in each delicious bite. Enjoy this bold new taste or the timeless original. Frenchies at Amigo's King's Classic.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.
Transform your home in one weekend and get an 11% rebate at Menards.
paints. Pittsburgh's Ultra Exterior Paint is a paint and primer in one with great durability, making it perfect for many outdoor projects. Pick up a gallon starting at a value of $27.98 after rebate. Get long-lasting color with Pittsburgh's Distinction Exterior Paint and Primer in one. It's highly dirt-resistant and provides a mildew-resistant coating. A gallon starts at a value of $39.99 after rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
When you pay more for healthcare, gas, and groceries, remember the corrupt politicians from both parties who profit from your pain. In less than 4 years in Washington, Pete Ricketts increased his own net worth by nearly 30% while raising costs for you. To fight corruption and lower costs, declare your independence. Dan Osborne, veteran, mechanic, lifelong independent for Senate. Working Class Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Your morning forecast with Houston Hall at 5, 6, and 11 a.m.
Nights at 9.
It's time for GMA 3. Severe summer storms on the move after flash flooding submerges roads in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. First responders racing to the rescue, streets buckling. And in the Midwest, the scope of the tornado damage revealed. If you're feeling bored at work, it might not be burnout.
The lack of inspiration, it is sucking the life out of you.
It could be a sign of career rust out. We break down what that is and what you can do about it. And we're ready for fresh music from Selena Gomez, the superstar teasing a new single. With an all-star collaboration, it's time for GMA 3.
Oh, it is time for GMA 3. Good to see you. Happy Hump Day. I'm Gio Benitez.
And I'm Stephanie Ramos here with Morgan Norwood. We are so glad that you could join us on this Wednesday.
Yeah, a lot to get to here on this Wednesday. New parents are going to want to listen up for this. The best cars for car seats. And there's a new list out this afternoon. And we've got to look at the vehicles that scored the highest. Steph, you've got that story for us.
Yes, yes. And if mom and dad, if you're struggling with the car seat, it may not be you.
Yeah, well,
it may be the car.
There you go. And that's why it's important information. Yeah. Also, fitness expert and coach Sarah Lucas is here with looks for all of your favorite workouts, including this purple skirt for the court, and it's actually Taylor Swift approved, so look at that right there. So that's coming up right here.
Sold. All right, we'll look forward to that. But we start with the flash flooding on the East Coast, a powerful storm slamming the region overnight. Rhiannon Alley is in Midland Park, New Jersey with the very latest. Hey there, Rhiannon.
Hey, good afternoon, guys. Yeah, we had a break from the rain early this morning, but you can see the rain is back, and people in the Northeast are waking up to damage and down trees. I want to show you this house right here behind me in Midland Park, New Jersey. That tree in the back of the house, you can see lightning struck that at about 6 o'clock last night, and the homeowners say they were rocked when the tree branch fell onto the back of their house right where the bedroom is. But this is minor compared to what some people were dealing with as those storms rolled through.
Summer storm sweeping across the Northeast. Flash flooding in Quakertown, Pennsylvania after more than 3 inches of rain fell. First responders checking on residents who may be trapped. 3 people and 2 dogs rescued near State College. Hail the size of coins pounding parts of the state. In New Jersey, down power lines and a blown transformer setting fire to cars on this street in Hackensack. Whipping winds and torrential rain submerging streets. Cars struggling to navigate the conditions, some stuck. Rescuers helping passengers out of this van under an overpass.
The storms are getting worse. I've never seen sheer force of the power that was ripping through here.
Floodwater pushing up under the pavement, causing streets to buckle. Winds taking down a gas station canopy in Washington, D.C., and this massive tree crashing into a home in Montgomery County, Maryland. Lightning striking and making a huge hole near the entry of this home. And this morning, the scope of the destruction revealed in the Midwest after powerful tornadoes tore through Wisconsin and Illinois. New CCTV footage capturing strong winds Monday pummeling this parked car in Crawford County, Illinois. Our Alex Perez was in the disaster zone in Menasha, Wisconsin.
You can see what's left of this stretch of Menasha just shredded by the storm. There are cars flipped over. There is debris just about everywhere. And if you look over here, you can see this house was lifted from its foundation and shoved into this other home. Officials believe the twister that ripped through here was at least an EF3 with powerful winds of up to 140 miles per hour.
The cleanup continues in the Midwest today. Meanwhile, back here in Midland Park, New Jersey, that same tree branch that I showed you, it actually hit 2 parked cars that were sitting in the driveway. But the homeowner says, luckily, no one was hurt, guys.
And that is the good news. All right, thanks to Rhiannon. All right, we're going to turn now to new details in the surveillance video and the search for the North Carolina mom who vanished on vacation in Grenada. Victor Akendo joins us now with the latest. Hi, Victor.
Hey, Morgan, it has now been 1 week since Liz Waddell disappeared. Her husband has been retracing her steps in Grenada, even swimming in that same area where she was last seen, now releasing this new surveillance video, hoping for answers.
New details about the moments before American tourist Elizabeth Liz Waddell disappeared in Grenada, last seen 1 week ago. The family releasing the surveillance video from the Airbnb where Waddell and a female friend were staying. Last Wednesday at approximately 11:45 a.m., she can be seen walking near the pool in the backyard. About a minute later, Waddell grabs a towel, makes her way towards the jetty, then apparently jumps into the water at 11:46.